Morning everybody, this is part 2 of the Peachy Amarillo IPA video series. The time is 10 minutes to 10 in the morning, Friday. What are we going to do today? We're going to pasteurise the peaches, and I must thank, before I forget, Dr. Hans for that, because he showed people how to do it, his method, so I wouldn't have had a clue. So thanks, Dr. Hans, if you watch this. The peaches I've got in this bowl. They were in the freezer. I cooked them up and they defrosted over last night. There's about 1.5 kilos of peaches. They've only been frozen a couple of weeks. So I'm going to pasteurise them next. And I'm also, when I add the peaches, going to add, I don't know whether you can see them. That's what's left of the Amarillo 100-gram packet, and I've got a few mosaic there. You can't see it probably. Yeah, I've got down 50 grams of Amarillo to put in, dry hops, and I've got 8 grams of mosaic I didn't know what to do with, so I'm just going to throw them in. I don't think they'll harm. But when I weighed the Amarillo out, I did put 50 grams in the initial brew. 2 15s and a 20, and in my maths that adds up to 50. And when I've weighed the rest, which is a good job, there's 65 gram of Amarillo, so I must have had 115 gram. Anyway, I'm throwing them in. They're going to go in this little Chinese strainer, and with the peaches, I'm going to strain the peaches because there's a lot of juice when it's been pasteurised. Through a sieve into a jug, so I can have the juice separate. Then I'll try and put the mushed up peaches into a nylon bag. So let's get on with it. By the way, part 3 of this video, because this is an experimental brew, part 3 of the series will be either tasting it, hopefully, and saying it's wonderful, or it could be tasting it and saying it's not so good, or it could be throwing it down the sink video after a taste. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Never thrown beer down the sink yet, but there's always a first time. And the worst scenario could be me being shipped off to hospital in the ambulance with food poisoning, or even worse. So look out for part 3, won't you? Anyway, let's get down and get these peaches pasteurised. We'll have a look at what we're going to do down there. Right, we're down in the old brewing garage now. Water coming up to temperature. 65 is the temperature I'm aiming for. So we're 63 Celsius, so we're nearly there. So I've got the peaches here. So I'm going to put them in a second or two. This is what they're going to go in later when they've cooled down. Bit of a problem with this one. I had after a couple of days, I came down and the airlock had blown off. There was foam bubbling out. It's gone balmy. It's still going crackers, and it's had 5 full days in about 2 hours time. 2 or 3 hours time, it's had 5 full days. But I'm going to put them in today. We might get some more blow off then. A mate of mine, Brad Allison in America, he told me to take a gravity reading before I put the peaches in, which I might do later before I put them in. So thanks for that, Brad. I'll have a go. Stocks, just have a quick look. I put this in yesterday, all these bottles. That's the Hotback Summer Lightning. We'll do a tasting video on that in a couple of weeks. It's 5% that, finished exactly. That's what's left of the Ruineck Amber Ale. That's what's left of the Hoppy Wheat. That box down there is the Drunken Otter. That's for my brother actually. But the bottom 2 are nearly full of Drunken Otter. They're for me. And those are a few acre stouts that's left. So yeah, let's hope we don't get another airlock blowing off. Right, let's get these in. Yep, well, it's gone to 66, but it fluctuates. So not done this before, let's hope it works. Into the hot water they go, and what I'm going to do to try and keep them submerged, if you can see, I'm putting this top plate on right down. I hope I'm doing this right, Dr. Hans. You'll have to tell me if I've made a mess. I'll put it onto mash. That'll go down now to 65. Let me start my timer. I've got my timer here. Start, where are we? Start. Yep. So we'll give it an hour and get back to it. I better put the lid on. In the meantime, I'm going to disinfect jugs and, well, sterilise stuff, and I'll take that gravity reading. So I'll get back to you when I put everything in. 8 grams of mosaic to use them up. 65 Amarillo, don't know whether you can see it. Pasteurising's finished. Close that up. A bit fiddly. This little Chinese strainer infuser, handy. That's that. Now the difficult bit. The peaches. Pasteurised, no problem at all. That was the easy bit. The hard bit's going to be, I suppose, getting them out. Everything's been sanitised. Get them out of the way. Oh dear, let's try. Sanitised jug, sanitised strainer. Could do with my wife here. Ow, that is hot. Should be wearing gloves. But I'm not, so that's rather trying to catch the juice basically. That's enough for now. I'll get on with it. You can see the idea. I'm catching the juice. So I'll get back to you when I've got everything in the bag. I can stop the video. Right, let's have the lid off. Let's start of day 6. Oh, it's still fermenting. It was a bit of a hard job to get these peaches in. There they go. In you go, your little beauties. Bit of juice in with them. Pasteurised at 65. There goes the juice. There's at least half a litre of juice there. I'll pour that in. This could ruin the beer or make it good. As I say, I've never added fruit before. And last but not least, the 65 grams of Amarillo. Let's see if you can see it, and the mosaic. Still bubbling away. Let's get this lid on quick. On goes the lid. That's it, it's sealed out. So that's it. The peaches are added. Still bubbling and fermenting. That should boost the sugar levels up. Just see what the temperature is. That's just 18.8. That's the outside temperature of the plastic. It's good for plus or minus 1 degree Celsius, that. So it's going to be about 18. As you can see, it's still bubbling away. So I'm going to leave them in 5 full days, and even if it's still fermenting, I'm going to take them out after 5 days, I think. I did follow Brad Allison's advice, and I did take a gravity reading about an hour ago, which I'm glad I did, and it was stood at 1.014, 1014. Well, it started at 1058, so it's already at 1014 before I've put the peaches in. So I did a calculation and it stood at 5.8% ABV now. And it's got another 5 days with all that fruit in. So basically I'm hoping for something over 6%. Keep bubbling, baby. Oh, it's going mad now, look. So look out for part 3 when I do a tasting. As I said earlier, that could go 3 ways. It could be great, it could be down the sink, or it could be carted off to a hospital with poisoning, or worse still, it could be carted off in one of those black vans where there's no windows at the sides or the back and it says private ambulance. We know what they carry. That's the worst scenario, but I have a cunning plan. I think I'm going to let my wife try it first. Yes, she can try it first. Actually, I'm only kidding, darling, if you watch this. After 42 years of marriage, you know I don't mean that. So, thanks for listening and watching. Nearly 12 minutes. Just stopped a minute. Well, that'll do me anyway. Oh, it's carrying on. So, we'll watch out for part 3. And hope for the best. Bye for now. I still think I'm going to let my wife try it first, though.